creativity. We get free, be me, work it effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the garden of good. Live, and love. In a garden gonna dig big and trust. In a garden gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. To the garden. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Giving you my love. Giving you my love. Good evening, beautiful gardeners of good. I feel like singing to you instead of speaking words. Today, we are at week 19, and the theme tonight is sky. It's been such a beautiful stormy time here up in the mountains, so the sky is having her way with us. And this is one of my favorite progressions, and I just wrote this simple chant like I do. Yes, I believe I am recording. Yes, I am recording. You came in after I pressed it. Thank you so much, though, Chrislyn. Okay, it goes. I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather. I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. That's it. That's the whole song. I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather. Come on. I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather, and this too shall pass. Sing it with me. This too shall pass. I am the sky. I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather. Try it with me. I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather. This too shall pass. Come on. This too shall pass. Sing it with me. Come on. This too shall pass. Let it go now. This too shall pass. I can almost hear you. This too shall pass. Now the cool thing is this is kind of a round. So you could just keep on the first part or the second part. Like when I go to the second part, I think Breezy's already figured that out, I think. She's already doing the round. I can see her shaking her head yes. So if you feel it, you can stay on the first part, or you can also just make your own part up. Because when we harmonize or when we round our voices on top of each other, it does something to your brain. It releases oxytocin. It releases all kinds of good chemicals. So let yourself feel some goodness right now, okay? Let yourself feel it. I am the sky. You can learn it. Everything else is just the weather. That part again. I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather. Yeah. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Keep it going. This too shall pass. Everything else is just the weather. You can just sing a note if you'd like to. La 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 la. Let yourself. We can't hear you. Get goofy. Let your person that you're living with wonder what the hell you're doing. Come on. I am the sky. I am the sky. Yes, you are. And everything else is just the weather. I can feel it now. I am the sky. And everything else is just the weather. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Everything else is just the weather. This too shall pass. Everything else, everything else, everything else is just the weather. The rains come, the storms come, the sun shines again. Everything is the weather. Oh, everything else is just the weather. that is a quote from Pema Chodron, that wonderful Buddhist teacher. So before we move on, I just want to remind us what we're doing here in the Garden of Good. I love cracking open the book that's okay, that inspired the garden, which is, of course, my book, Make Good. And it was only after I wrote this book that I decided to create this time for us to come together and explore some of these ideas and create good, make some good. So what I love about sky tonight, first of all, I love this painting. It's just a happy bluebird in the night. But I'm just going to read a tiny, teeny bit from this, the very end of this reading. The sky sings of the essence of possibility, which is kind of what we're talking about today. It tells the story of goodness itself, a tale of sunsets, starlight, and mysterious moon. The rising and falling of it all is before our eyes each day, as we witness the birth and death of the sun before our very eyes. It's all so miraculous and stupefying. And it really is. The sky, to me, is one of my greatest teachers and the greatest metaphor for our mind, which is what, the quarter that we're in right now for the garden is the mind. So we're trying to focus upon what we're thinking and what we're knowing, right? We can feel it or we can know it. And so we're trying to ground our knowing of the good in our lives. And what we do is we pick a root and a fruit every quarter. As you know, my root, I'm going to retell you every week so that you can think about what your root is. My root is dedication, and my fruit is turned into two fruits. It is finishing this book, The Chronicles of the Dollhouse. I made the Dollhouse for the first quarter. And Ministar, this one-woman show that I'm working on, which will premiere in New York. Some of you are going to come. I'm very excited. Here in the garden, we practice kindness, first and foremost to ourselves, okay? So be gentle with yourself as we go through stuff, as we think about things. We're not here to push each other or push ourselves so much as to enjoy, create, have fun, lightness. This is sort of for that, I don't want to say inner child because it's a little too simplified, because it's really for you. It's for you right now. And just open you. That's where the joy is. Joy is when we're open. That's the best definition of joy that I have, is when I'm open. So I'm not guarded. I'm not afraid. I'm not defensive. I'm just open. The gardener's choice, meaning do as much or as little as you want, camera optional always, and it's always confidential, which just means that I like to curse. And of course, a reminder, your creative expression is divine, and comparison is the thief of joy, and you are loved. And here to share some love with us.
Okay, so let's just know that we are right where our feet are in this present moment, here in the Garden of Good, and that the divine consciousness that we are is ever present, ever loving, ever enveloping of the love that we are. It is everywhere, always, as are we. And with this knowing, I speak my word into the law for the highest and best good of this time together, that as we fly this evening and examine the sky of our soul, that we are brought into this divine cocoon or nest that is the Garden of Good, and that as each of us participates, we bring another closer, more loved in feeling and in heart and in knowing. And for this, I am so very grateful. I call this good and I let it go. And together we say, and so it is. So this was in celebration of my 49th birthday a few years ago. I went skydiving. It was one of those bucket list ideas. When my daughter was little, one of her favorite shows was Power Rangers. And there was a Power Ranger movie where they get out and do like a hoverboard while skydiving. And I was a big fan of Tommy, who was at that point the White Ranger. He did very many colors of Rangers. Anyhow, this became a thing that we were going to do together. It didn't quite ever happen. And then a friend of mine said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" I said, yes. So that look on my face there and my holding on for dear life, that's the free fall where people say is the most enjoyable part. No, that wasn't the case for me at all. But when these pictures came back, that picture I got put on metal and it hangs in my office, because what I will tell you is when people try to come in and intimidate me, I think to myself, I fell out of the sky. You cannot intimidate me, cannot make me afraid. I did this. So that's my skydiving story.
And you also said,
Yeah.
feel the fear and do it anyway, which
yes.
is so, so, so powerful. So powerful. Thank you so much, Reverend
Thank you.
Jeannie. You're so awesome. I haven't done it yet. I got so far as to show up at the place, and it was too scary for me. But maybe one day.
Okay. Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me. Take me out to the black, tell them I ain't coming back. Burn the land and boil the sea. You can't take the sky from me. I feel the black reaching out. I hear its song without a doubt. I still hear and I still see that you can't take the sky from me. There's no place I would be since I found serenity. You can't take the sky from me. I am a leaf on the wind. Watch me soar.
So let's just take a deep breath in, why don't we? And just sigh it out. Wow, that was beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and just play this little jingle that I created for Roots and Fruits. And then I'm going to share about my roots and fruits. And I want you to think about if you'd like to share something. So if you know me, then you know that I have been writing this one-woman show and this Chronicles of the Dollhouse. And I am going through it, y'all. It's not easy to put this much sort of pressure on myself, right? And there's moments where I think, who's putting this pressure on me but me? Why bother? Why just you don't have to cancel the trip to New York. You can work on the book for the rest of the year. You don't need to, right? So the voices of doubt, but also the voices of comfort, but I am continuing on, you guys. I'm at 100 pages in my book, which, we're 7 weeks in. We've got 5 weeks left. We'll see if I can finish it. If I can't, so it'll roll over into the third quarter, right? I mean, who's the police here? Nobody's policing. This whole thing is to motivate us and to energize us and to get us in motion for creativity. It's not to make us feel like shit. That's not what this is about. So when I start to feel like that, I have to remember, I'm the one who's done this. So there's that. I just wanted to share. That's my journey and my roots and fruits right now. And staying dedication sometimes looks like, just going for a walk that day and not writing anything, just continuing to stay focused upon the good in general, reaching out to a friend, sharing. I've been in contact quite a lot with James this week, him sharing his art, me sharing my struggles, whatnot. And of course, ChatGPT, one of my best friends, Chachi. But I wanted to share a new song from the musical, and I hope you guys are enjoying when I share new stuff. Yes? Thumbs up? So I was thinking about how in this musical, Ministar, I want to take you through the dollhouse. I'm going to take you through the different rooms, which are the rooms of consciousness and the spaces that, and I've shared with you, I shared with you last week, the room of possibility, right? Remember that thing? So this is, the space of sweetness for me is this quiet, gentle, loving place that was absolutely nothing like the Steinberg home growing up. The Steinberg home was chaos, drama, mayhem, and madness. Thunder screaming, shaking walls. Storm is coming as the darkness falls. Tears like rainfall. Life is a fight. Run, run away in the middle of the night. Regulate yourself, regulate yourself, regulate yourself. Anybody need to learn how to regulate yourself? Regulate yourself, regulate yourself, regulate yourself with pot and boys. Regulate yourself, regulate yourself, regulate yourself. A 50-year-old woman playing with a dollhouse as a toy. In the space of sweetness, everything's okay. In the space of sweetness, you are safe. I hold you, I hear you, I see you. I know you, I love you, I believe you. The skies are clear. Skies are clear. Chaos and drama, mayhem and madness. Voices rise and voices rising. Thunder screaming, shaking walls. Storm is coming as the darkness falls. Tears like rainfall, life is a fight. Run, run away in the middle of the night. Regulate yourself, regulate yourself, regulate yourself. Sing that part with me, you can, I know it. Regulate yourself, regulate yourself, regulate yourself. So, that's me sharing my fruits and roots. And make a very cool doodle. Get your journals out. And I can hear my dog barking in the other room. This is the doodle that we're going to make, and you can make it, of course, your own, as I always say, but this is one of my favorite quotes in the world, and it is, I am the sky, everything else is the weather. And this is what we're going to make. We're going to make basically our face or our being as the sky. So we're going to start from scratch. I just wanted to show it to you and other doodles I was doing today. And we're going to start from the basics. And then like I've been doing lately is what I'll do is I'll give you a basic guidance and then I'll give you a talk while you are doodling. Okay. I think what I'm getting is that the more and more you get, clearly I have to get these garden grams because I've got something from Tiffany Evans, whoop, whoop, all the way from Vancouver. Oh, Sherry's saying thank you to Tiffany for the garden grams. Yay. And Tiffany's here tonight. Yay. Okay. So the first thing that I want us to do is I want us to create an afro of clouds or our hair in the corner. And again, you can do whatever you want, but this is how I'm doing it. And earlier I was feeling sort of more upbeat. I've had sort of a little bit of a shift in my mood. So I'm actually going to make my clouds a little bit blue. So I'm going to pick if I can find them. I'm going to pick a blue and I'm going to just start with some puffy clouds in the corner, right? And I invite you to pick whatever mood you think you're in. For me, blue is like emotional, sensitive. It was just a full moon. I'm a Cancer. I'm ruled by the moon. So I know that's, some people think that's ridiculous, but I don't. I think it's pretty accurate most of the time. So, and we're women, so we have the moon and our cycles. So I'm feeling a little bit moody today in the last couple days. And so that's going to be our the clouds, which is like, it's really the weather of our thoughts, right? And one of the things that that I love to do is I love to, layer colors. So AJ, if you're listening, you got to get home so you can deal with the dog. The dog is crying. I don't know if you guys can hear her barking, but I might need to go out there and grab her in here because she's miserable in there without me. She can't live without me. So, I like to layer colors. You can pick any colors you want here. Again, I will show you my completed version so you can see the energy that we're going for, which is just basically like lots of color. So as you work on your sky, I'm going to go get my dog because she is a mess. I'll be right back. Tiki, are you being serious? Are you being serious right now? Okay, I'll bring you in here. So AJ's been gone. This is Tiki, everybody. You can see her in the corner. She can't stand being alone, and I've spoiled her, I guess. So, the next thing we're going to do, and these are just our moods. This is, as we create our clouds, I want you to think about the fact that, they change. And that's why I added all the colors, all the different colors. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to create just like a little profile, and you can make it as much or like you as you want. I'm just picking a simple, a nose and then some lips and a chin. That's it. Just real simple. You can make it however you want. I'm sure some of these will be brilliant. I have a little bit of a big nose there. I love it. The next thing that came to me as I was doing this was this idea of like the sun being our eye, because the sun is that light behind our eyes, right? I just kind of thought that was a cool idea. So give yourself sunshine eyes where we see with the light, we see the good. Yes. And again, when you do things like this, you can add layers of color. And some of you who are artists who've gone to school for art, you might have like, specific ways you do this. I'm very instinctual with art. I don't have a lot of training or anything like that. So I'm just going to make it, my own. And that's what I encourage you to do as well. And while I'm with black, I always like to outline things in black. So I might give this a little bit more of another layer here, thinking again about the passing of thoughts, the passing of moods, the passing of things in our mind. I know that this too shall pass, that yes, I am the sky. Everything else is just the weather. I loved the idea of making the moon my ear. So I listen from my emotional intelligence, right? So when I'm hearing from, the moon is sort of like emotions and feelings. And this was just my thought here, that the moon would be our ear. My ear is sort of in a weird spot, and that we might have like a star earring hanging from our ear. I thought that would be cute. My ear, I know it's kind of weirdly placed. So, and again, over here on the side, I am the sky. And then somewhere else, everything else is just the weather. Meaning, right? Impermanence. You can add an eyeball if you want. I don't know why. I feel like adding a little. And the final thing that I'll walk you through before I start to leave you to your own devices is the idea of a rainbow mouth. I love the idea of putting a rainbow in your mouth, because it's sort of like, or what is a rainbow, right? It's all of the expression. It's all of the colors, all of the variation comes from our expression, from our mouth. And also, I'm fabulous. I don't know. That was a little silly, but the rainbow mouth, I just thought that was a cool concept and a cool idea. So basically, we are literally the sky. And everything else is just the weather. And then I thought, you can decorate your clouds however you want, if you want to do spirals or different colors. And then also, another thought that I had was that you can add some stars up here to your clouds. And what I'll do is I will show you again my doodle. That is my original doodle. And I'll let you sit with that for a minute if you need a guide or if you need ideas. But I have a feeling that you are all well on your way with this one, yes? Well on your way. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my little talk. Wide sky life. As you're doodling, you might hear my little Tiki going through her little breathing. She has a little bit of a breathing thing. She's 14. Yeah, you want to be with us, huh? Yeah. I'm going to show you her again in case you want to see her. This is Tiki. She says hi. This is my baby. Cat says hi. Okay. All right. I titled my talk this week Wide Sky Life because that's a song of mine that I wrote many, many years ago. And I think that it's a cool vision of living a wide sky life. Yes? So tonight we lift our gaze upward. Yes, as we always do. We always do that in the garden. We look toward the good and toward tonight, particularly the sky, the vast, open, infinite sky, the sky of your mind, the sky of your soul, the sky that holds it all, okay? The sun, the storm, the clarity, the chaos, the hope, and the hesitation. There's a quote that I love from Ralph Waldo Emerson, which is, "The sky is the daily bread of the eyes." How much do you love that? The sky is the daily bread of the eyes. It's so stunning. It's like the sky nourishes us just by being there, just by reminding us that there's always space, there's always possibility, there's always more than we currently see. But here's where this idea sort of gets kind of juicy, if you will. What if we're not just here to gaze at the sky, not just to look at the infinite possibilities, but what if we're here to leap into it? Here we go. Imagine that you're on the edge of the plane, you're strapped in, your heart is pounding, your mind is racing, you've chosen a skydive, not because it's comfortable, but because you know something inside of you wants to remember what it's like to be fully alive. And isn't that what a leap of faith is? To say, I don't know how this is going to go. New York, writing a book, learning new tools, painting again. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm trusting. I'm trusting the sky. I'm trusting the sky. I'm trusting life. I'm trusting me. Let's be honest. There are so many ways that we stay grounded when we are meant to fly. We grip the familiar. We cling to old stories. We build mental bunkers to protect ourselves from disappointment. I know I have. But the sky doesn't ask for our defenses. It asks for our wings. Here's another quote from Rumi. You were born with wings, right? You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life? So I ask you tonight, and I want you to ask yourself, what leap are you being asked to take? What leap am I being asked to take? Obviously, it might not be a literal jump out of a plane, thank God, but maybe it's a creative leap or a spiritual one. Maybe it is a leap out of a plane. I don't know. Maybe it's the leap to love again or to believe in your art or to say yes to a calling that scares the living shit out of you. Can you hear Tiki? She's agreeing with me. And here's the thing about skydiving. Those who've done it will tell you, and Jeannie will tell us if this is true. The scariest part is the door right before you leap. But then once you jump, yeah, there's those scary moments of gripping, but it's a freedom. It's a wild, euphoric surrender because you realize that you don't have to hold the sky. You can't hold it. You just have to trust it. So I have one more quote for you in the heart pocket tonight. And this is an old poem, very old poem from a woman named Sarah Williams. It was like the Astronomer's something. It's a famous poem. But I loved this quote. I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. That's again, gripping on, holding on to the light instead of that darkness. Because here's the truth that I know. I could just say, I've trusted the sky too deeply to be afraid of the fall. The truth is, when you leap in faith, you land in grace. When I leap in faith, I land in grace. Let's say that. When I leap in faith, I land in grace. You can add that to your drawing if you want. When I leap in faith, I land in grace. You know, maybe it's not the way you expected. I know my life is nothing like I expected. Maybe not the timeline that you imagine, but always with a softer landing than fear would have you believe. So tonight in this Garden of Good, I invite you to let your sky mind expand. Let your clouds part. Let your heart feel the wind rushing through it, and whatever leap is calling you, even a tiny one, I want you to take it. Even if it's just to be present, Joellen, Kaz, with a wild grin, right? With a brave breath, with a trust in the unseen parachute of the universe, because the sky remembers who you are, living a wide sky life, and the sky is waiting for you. And so it is. So I would like to see your drawings. Who here is willing to hold it up for a moment so I can take a screenshot? Anybody? Looks like people are still working. I've got a couple. Hold them up, hold them up, hold up your sky, hold up your sky. Ooh, I love that. I'm loving these. I'm loving these. Yeah, smile next to your picture. Aren't you gorgeous? Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to have a breakout. And what I want you guys to talk about is what came up for you. What is that leap? I know it's kind of a similar question to them what we had last week. If you imagined everything, last week was more like about active imaginationing and activating your, reaching for something. But this is more like what's calling you, what's asking you to leap. Okay. It's rhyme time. So I wanted to write a poem that was this essence of I am the sky, everything else is just the weather. And I thought maybe we would do a simple rhyme. And some of you like to have structure and some of you like to just go on your own. So it's up to you. If those of you who would like structure, the structure that I came up with today was so simple, but it was just, and you can jot this down, it was just A, B, B, C, C, C. And then it would be like D, D, E, E, C, 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 for instance. So what that means is the first two lines rhyme, the second two lines rhyme, the third line is the same line over and over again. So for instance, this is mine, okay? It is so simple, but it's an example. And I did this very quickly. And so that's how I kind of want you to create your poem is I don't want you to think too much about it. It's just expressing like, I am the sky, right? So this is mine. I am the sky. You can use that for your first line. That's a nice way to start it out. I am the sky, big and wide. Watch me change. I rearrange, but I remain. Yes, I remain. I remain. No matter what comes, be it sorrow or fun, I am open to it all, and I will not live small. I remain, I remain, I remain. So again, not genius, not going to go into the poetry books, annals of poetry literature, but the idea of, play with some rhymes. You can start with I am the sky. You can start with something else. Take a moment, and as you do that, I will
Say your B lines again. I am the sky, big and wide. Then what'd you do?
BB. So two other rhymes. I said, watch me change, I rearrange. So, two different rhymes. But again, you can totally make it your own. And while you do this, I will play Wide Sky Life.
Look to the sky, no need for why. Toes in the green, green grass, watching the puffy clouds pass. I am that expanse. I am that expanse. I am that expanse. I leap into the unknown. Oh, how much I've grown. Just needed to recall I am already all. I am that expanse. I am that expanse. I am that expanse. Take my hand as we expand. And that's as far as I got.
Let's all say, let's unmute if you can, and let's all say, I am that expanse. I am that
I am the sky, lofty and high. Floating above the rest, I get to leave the mess. I expand beyond. I expand beyond. I expand beyond. Life up here liberates, so my earth form reinvigorates. Shining bright, I rise, spiraling up clockwise. I expand beyond. I expand beyond. I expand beyond.
So I just got kind of started on mine, but it goes, I am the sky, watch as I fly. I dance in the night, oh, what a sight. I am alive, I am alive, I am alive.
Okay. The background of life, no longer stress or strife. You show yourself as blue or gray, but that doesn't mean you can't be gay. Moon and stars, sunrise, sunset. Moon and stars, sunrise, sunset. Moon and stars, sunrise, sunset. Let yourself out of the house. Don't be reticent like a mouse. Spread your wings and fly like an owl or butterfly. Moon and stars, sunrise, sunset. Moon and stars, sunrise,
I am the
sunset.
sky, I float and soar by. In magical spirit I fly. Fly, but why? Why try? Why, oh, why? Should I sink down and give up, let myself drown, let my sun and color fade away from sight, keep it deep down inside? Or do I realize all I can do is shine bright?
Y'all, come on. From your childhood. Two songs that come into your mind first that are your soul songs, like sky songs, like mind songs. And then I'm going to share with you mine. And then if anybody wants to share theirs, and the profound awakening that I had when I realized, holy shit, music shapes us. Music shapes us. And just think what songs come to mind. What are the first songs that come to mind? When you think of your childhood, you think of like that feeling when that song comes on the radio and you get that feeling of like, that bubbling up of being alive, of being, oh, this is it. Has anybody got one? You want to hear mine? All right. So people got one already. Oh, good. You can put it. Yeah. Put them in the, yes. Martha. That's what made me think of it. The Cure album, Disintegration. Huge, huge influence on me. Huge influence on me. So Happy Together by the Turtles. And look at your life, Lisa. You are in a long-term happy relationship. How funny is that, right? Freebird, Jeannie, look at you. You always want to be free, don't you? Right? I know that about you. I know you pretty well. I mean, as well as I can with as little time as we spent together. It is well with my soul. How beautiful is that, Loretta? And so you have that living in you. For me, the songs that came to me first, number one was Paradise City by Guns N' Roses. I am always dreaming about like going to the city and like partying and like pretty girls and like, I was like, that's right. It's because I'm programmed by Guns N' Roses. And then the other one for me was Comfortably Numb. Huge for me. Huge influence on my consciousness. I love to check out. I mean, this is pretty dark. Disintegration. Oh, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So you have a big imagination. You are my sunshine, walking on sunshine. Do you love the sun? In excess, anything in excess. I'm with you, Kaz. I'm with you. Creep. Are you a creep, Loretta? Do you feel like that sometimes? Break away. Gretchen, do you feel that urge to break away? Rocky Mountain High. Ooh, you like to get high? I'm forever blowing bubbles. What? No Meatloaf? No. Bat Out of Hell was on my list too. And that's another thing. I just want to get the fuck out of here. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone. You know, it's like I want to break away, right? So, yes, Meatloaf. Yes, we are so aligned. All Star by Smash Mouth. Hey, now you're an all star. Get your game on. Go play. That's a good one. Holiday by Green Day. I don't know that one. So, dear Mr. President, and you are an advocate, right? Isn't that interesting? Like, so I think music really does shape us, you guys. I want to break free. Queen, what a great song. We should, all right. If you can, if Katrina, I'm sorry, not Chrislyn, if you really want to collect these songs for us and make a playlist for us on Spotify, that would be so freaking cool. And then we can have our Garden of Good playlist. How fun would that be? Oh, Lisa, you just said that at the same time I did. Okay, and share with us because I really wanted to see.
I put my palm on my sky face.
Oh, I love it. Look at it. Look at those lips. Oh, look, she always does something a little bit different than we do. Look at that. That is gorgeous.
So I didn't have colors. I looked everywhere and I couldn't find the colors. So I just
look at that. I'd like to give a love offering. Thank you. I got the most beautiful garden gram today. I think I left it in the other room. From Christy, who is not here because she had to be with her daughter tonight, but she will be with us next week, Reverend Christy. It was the most beautiful garden gram with, I'll show it to you next week, just colors and Thanksgiving of the goodness of this gathering. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for those who find value in it and are able to give financially. It's really helpful. It makes my life work. And I'm just grateful for it. And also grateful for those who give garden grams. We have some people that give them a lot. And so thank you for getting your stuff out in the mail. And I have these stamps that Cindy gave me that I've got to send out some more this week. I've been kind of behind. Rocky Horror Picture Show. We're getting more songs on our list. All right. So now I'm going to highlight Miss Chrislyn, because Chrislyn is the rock star of our Facebook group. We know that, right? We know that she is the queen of our Facebook group, and we are happy about that. We love her. We are grateful for her. And because of all that work that she put in, and this is like one of those things in life that I just kind of want to presence the awareness of. If you love something and you want to do it, you do it for nothing. And then automatically fruits start happening. The whole reason I became a music director was because I walked into a center and I said, do you have a music director? They said, no. I said, you do now. I'll do it for free. I just want to take classes, right? So this is an example of you just doing it and putting your energy out there. And then I was like, do you want to have your own thing, like Chrislyn's Connections? So I'm going to play the little video that I created for you. It's just a tiny little intro and you can talk over it. So everybody give it up for our beloved Chrislyn.
Hi everyone, I am Chrislyn. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and if you don't know already, my mom's is Kat. So she's in here. I'm glad that she's here today. And I wanted to share a funny really quick list. And Amy Steinberg ended up popping up on there. And from there, Mom clicked on Amy's profile, scrolled through, figured out who Amy was. And since then, obviously, we followed along. We've had her in Nashville several times at our Unity, and here we are in the Garden of Good. So I think that's really cool that we just happened to find Amy on Spotify, and now here we are. So how about that?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. I always forget about that.
I know, because it's crazy.
Yes. And wait, what did she say? She said something like, what did you ask Spotify for?
I think
Katrina?
It was inspirational music. I think she just stepped up for a second.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, something like that. Oh, here she is. Here she comes. She's coming in.
Yeah,
hot.
what did you say? Hold on a minute.
My battery was dying. Sorry.
I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you two.
I said, Alexa, play some inspirational music. That's what I said.
Shout out to Alexa. Shout out to Spotify.
Alexa
popped up into our life.
And was it did exactly come on? Is that what happened? And then you started listening to like all of it.
I love it. And I even wrote down that I feel like that Amy Steinberg is the glue to our family.
Wait, the story is even better. I'm sorry. Because then You were already going to a retreat, right? Were you already going to that retreat?
Mom
Yumas?
was.
Mom? Katrina? Were you like already going there, or did you go there because I was there?
No, I was already going there, and then I
was the guest
found out.
musician.
Mhm. Yep.
That was crazy.
It was a line, yeah.
crazy, you guys.
And I think that
It
was the same one. Mom ended up sharing her first ever poem that she wrote live to an audience. So that was a big deal too. So lots of things. Anyways, I just wanted to share that because I thought that was crazy. And what better way to start off these connections and sharing that. And I also would love to know how all of you found Amy. I know a lot of people have found her through their centers or unities or other things like that, but I would love to know. So the idea kind of behind Chrysalis Kiddos, that's the name of my business. So that just comes out automatically. Chrysalis Connections came obviously from Amy last week. She was like, hey, want to do something? I'm like, yes, I love being connected. It's the root of who I am. I love connecting with other people. I know that's what I'm here to do. I love community, and that's how I thrive. That's how I fill my cup. So I'm with you, Amy. Get out and be with your people this week. But yeah, so with all that being said, I had lots of different ideas. I've connected with so many of you already. So I had lots of ideas of who I wanted to share about, but I felt really, really led to share specifically about the amazing duo that we have, Tiffany Evans and Pam Brown. So Amy, if you have the video and want to play it, I can start talking over that. I have a couple of things.
Wait, did you send me a video?
Yes, remember it's in the messenger. You said
I thought you just meant for me to play your little intro video. I don't have
that's
it.
okay.
Let me see.
You don't have
Let me
to
see.
play it.
I'll see if I can find it.
It's no problem if you can't play it. I'll get started regardless.
Okay.
So as I was kind of thinking about it and thinking more about Tiffany and Pam, I realized how much we actually are connected. So first off, Tiffany and Pam just had an amazing birthday celebration together this weekend, and those pictures are coming.
Yeah, a video didn't come through, just so you know. So I don't know.
Oh, no. It's okay. I'll share the video
nothing.
on our garden group. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyways, they had an amazing weekend celebrating with each other. And then as I realized that we all had the same zodiac sign. So Taurus Queens, I loved that for us and thought that was super special. So we had that. But then also as I really started digging, I scrolled actually all the way back to when I started the garden. And I got started a little bit late behind, but the very first gardengram that I ever got was from Tiffany, which is so sweet to me. And then the very first painting that I ever sent was to Pam. So everything kind of flowed together as we went. But the reason I really wanted to share about these two tonight, yes, on my Taurus, yes. The reason I really wanted to share about them is because they're doing really incredible things that inspired me this week. Specifically with Tiffany, I did a one-on-one with her recently. So if you haven't gotten out and done a one-on-one with a gardener, I definitely recommend you do it. We actually did it on Zoom because I'm in Nashville and she's in Ocala. So obviously we weren't meeting up in person, but we did that. And she really inspired me to pick up my children's book that I've been working on for years now and really get on the go with it. So I'm very, very, very grateful for that. And then that led into the retreat that is part of my leap. So that was really a flow of things. And then Pam has always been showing me the love and the gratitude. And then just this weekend, she launched her Root and Rise with Pam, where she's doing sound bath healing and Reiki energy healing. And so I just feel like all of us together, like, come on, we're doing this thing. So I really felt led to share our wonderful people. And also in the video, I just want to do a big shout out to all of our Center of Ocala people. We have so many of them in the garden, and I just feel so abundant to be able to know them. And I mean, what an honor. That's so cool. So that's my connection for this week. I'll share the video so everybody can see it.
About our affirmation card. Don't forget our affirmation card. This is my affirmation. Like I said, I like your affirmation card to have something to do with the theme of the week and your root. So mine is trust that your dedication will pay off. Leap and fly with faith. You know, this week, I want you to come away with this idea that, you know, get after it. Take that leap of faith, whatever it is. If there's something calling you, if it's just to finish that book, if it's just to keep working on the tools, if it's just to, you know, get ye to the Grand Canyon, whatever it is. So home play, which is the idea this week. This is what I want you to think about this week. Look up. Look up, look up, look up. Remember to look up, literally and figuratively. Look up at the sky, look up, take that high watch that was so beautifully put in that poem. Who was it that did the Sherry talked about that high watch spiraling up? and then leap. Take the chance, take the step, make the call, take the email, do the thing. Fall with faith, have some faith this week, breathe and wonder. I didn't have anything specific this week because I wanted it to be this like airy fairy energy for the week. You don't really have any homework ever in the Garden of Good, but for the play this week, I want you to just kind of like live in that sky space in your mind. Let your mind be high, let yourself have that wide sky life. We're going to get that playlist going. Listen to that music to get you in that good space to feel like anything is possible. And Tamara's, you were at that concert, Lisa. I love that. That place was so cool. I think we talked about that. You're all brilliant. You're all beautiful. You're all amazing. And we're going to have a small meditation led by Kat.
Thank you. Our meditation tonight is the sky of the mind. I invite you now to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and slowly let it out. Feel yourself arriving right here, right now, into the spaciousness of your own mind. Not the busy, chattering mind, but the wide open sky of mind, the clear blue awareness that exists behind the thoughts. Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the edge of a plain, thousands of feet above the earth. You are safe, you are secure, and you are ready. This is not an ordinary jump. This is the leap into clarity, into conscious choice, into the route you've chosen for your soul. Whether it's the path of peace, the discipline of dedication, the call of creativity, or the bold trust of surrender. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, leap. Feel the wind rushing past you, not as chaos, but as freedom. Let yourself fall into the energy of your choice. If you've chosen peace, feel yourself landing gently in a field of stillness. If you've chosen dedication, feel the solid earth rising to meet your effort with grace. If you've chosen creativity, feel yourself flipping, spinning, laughing midair, sky painting you with color and light. If you've chosen trust, feel yourself held, even in free fall. This is the mind when it is clear, not something to control, but something to leap into, not a problem to fix, but a sky to soar through. Take one more deep breath. Feel yourself floating now, suspended in the energy of the path you've chosen. Let go of needing to know the whole route. Just trust the drop. Trust the flow. You are mind. You are the sky. You are choice. And you are free. Gently begin to bring your awareness back. Wiggle your fingers. Roll your shoulders. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
Thank you so much. I went on such a lovely journey. That was a beautiful journey. Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful meditation. And I feel so peaceful. I feel so much love. I feel open with a wide sky. I call this time together very, very good. I name it good. I claim it good. I see a peace wash over all of us. I see the paints coming out. I see the ideas flowing in. I see not pushing, not rushing. I see peace. I see allowing life to flow. I see a zest and a joy for life coming together right now for all of us, for each and every one of us. And I say thank you so much for your energy, for your talents, for your openness, for your joy. So we make good. We are gardeners of good. We have planted more seeds of good. And wow, 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 you are all absolutely amazing, each and every one of you. I love you. I absolutely love you. Play, pray, slay. In the dark, gonna make good today. In the dark, gonna create, elevate, celebrate. G-O-G, garden of good creativity. We get free, be me, work it effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the garden of good. Live, and love. In a garden gonna dig big and trust. In the garden gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. To the garden.